Hello and welcome back to my channel. And first, let me apologize for having to turn Freeze Friday into Stash Dive Saturday. And also, maybe just before I start, I'm just going to take a couple of seconds here to let you know that my channel might be a little erratic over the next little while. My 91-year-old mom is in the hospital. She was diagnosed with pneumonia, then it was reversed, then it was diagnosed back. She's stable at the moment, although last night there were a few heart complications. Anyway, if you could just keep her in your thoughts, and I will be here as much as I possibly can. My goal is to get my 30 Days of Sketches Sunday up tomorrow, if I possibly can. But please be patient with me. It could be later in the day. And we may need to come up with new names for a few of the other series as they change days. So let's do a Stash Dive Saturday. Now, I talked about a few things last week, and in all honesty, I accomplished very little of that, but I am happy with what I got done this week, and it was totally stash diving. So, unfortunately, I did not revisit the chalks in any way, although a lovely subscriber gave me a great idea that I'm going to try, hopefully maybe tomorrow, which is to use these stamps, which is another fail because I did not use these at all, with Versamark, and then use the chalks to do some coloring. So these stamps did not get out of their packages yet. Hopefully they will soon, and we might try that technique with the chalks. The other thing I did talk about with you last week was that I was going to a Christmas card crop, and that was quite successful in that, I mean, I do a lot of chatting, and my friends, we get together not as many times in the year as we would like to. This Christmas card crop is, as we say in French, incontournable. We never miss this. Et en passant, coucou ma petite amie Diane. We do it every year. I'm not always very productive in actually finishing a lot of cards because we chat and we look at everybody's products and we borrow things, but I do get a lot of bases done, and I did the same thing this year. I got about 20 bases done. Now, this is a card from last year, and the friend that hosts our crop, she has this lovely stamp, and every single year I do a card based around the stamp, and I do try and modify the design a little bit every year. But I, again, went back to this. I stamped it in 3 different colors, and, oh, excuse me, an early morning and a little tired voice. I did get a paper pack from Stampin' Up, which I had ordered, I think, back in August, or just before, maybe early September, because I was a little late to starting my freeze. I started on the 7th. I might have ordered this on the 1st. It was back order for so long, but it's a beautiful paper pack that's got some copper foiling. It's a cream base as opposed to a stark white. It's got a beautiful sort of teal blue, a navy blue, which they call Night of Navy. So I got that paper pad and decided that that would be part of the basis of my Christmas cards this year. So I stamped this lovely stamp multiple times here in the dark blue. Or is this? Yeah, I think this is in the dark blue. And then the design this year, if you see this round element, it will stay the same. It will be here this year. So basically what I did, and this is a lovely go-to design, and I had received a card. I think it's in my bag because I showed it to everyone. A beautiful card from my lovely friend Annalise. Thank you again. And it was a beautiful design, so I basically copied that design. And when I'm a little bit more organized next week, I'll show it to you. Basically, my papers here are 4 1/8, just a little over the 4 and just under the 4 1/4. I like to have a very, very, very narrow border. This top one is about 2 inches. This one is about 3 1/4. But the actual, I mean, if you're off by 1/8 of an inch, it doesn't really matter, because then we use this lovely 1/2 inch piece of paper or cardstock through the middle. Now, on some of them, I have put the foiled at the top, as I have done here. And then you see here, I reversed it, and I put the foiled down at the bottom, and the patterned paper at the top, and a solid cardstock, as opposed to the copper foil cardstock here. So each of these I did 4. So you see 2 with the foiled at the top, 2 with the foiled at the bottom to go with those. And then here I went into a darker green, because in that pattern paper there is a dark green as well. It's like I think it's called Mossy Meadow from Stampin' Up. And I did exactly the same thing here. This lovely star paper that's got the teal blue, the dark blue, the mossy green, and then this lovely copper foiled with the mossy green. So I did exactly the same thing, about 2 inches or a little bit more, about 3 1/4, the solid cardstock, and here I reversed to put the foiling at the top. And then I did exactly the same thing here in the dark blue. Okay, so no, this then is called, this is sort of a tealy blue, and it's something peacock. I'm not quite sure then, as opposed. This here is the darker navy blue. So again, I stamped my 4. And here all I do is basically, I used my dies and I cut out a circle. This is probably, I think, about 2 1/4, and then I have this die that goes with it. And next week I will actually do a couple of these on camera. But this morning, just before rushing back out to the hospital, I really wanted to at least get on here and give you a little bit of Frieze news. And I did exactly the same thing, 2 and 2. So quite pleased with that. That's 12 card bases I got done. And then I went back to our lovely tree, and I tried all sorts. I spent half a day on that for sure. All sorts of different iterations. And then my lovely friend Anne-Marie, coucou Anne-Marie, had this wonderful stamp. You know those stamps that you, and then you have sort of the template underneath, and you turn it 90 degrees, and you get this gorgeous background paper so that you can change the colors. So I borrowed that stamp and used my colors with a little bit of copper here as well, made some backgrounds, and then went back to that fun tree design that is a collaborative effort with the Frieze Gang. And this one is Christy's measurements, and I used 1/2 inch squares. And I tried many, many different ways. And in the end, what I opted for, just on the background, on a plain background, it was too plain. If I just did this sort of on a plain background, I found that a little boring. So in the end, I opted for putting the tree on the background, cutting it out. So this is fussy cutting, with just a very, very narrow border all the way around it, popping it on foam dots, having this fun background, a copper trunk, and I think I will put the sentiment inside unless I find something that I would pop up here. I'll let you know that hopefully next week as well. So I got quite a few of the trees done in the sort of peacock, and these are using, so basically all that you see here today, friends, I used about, I think in grand total, 3 pattern papers for all of this got this done. Then in the darker blue, I got a couple here done in the darker blue. So there you go. So that's what I got done. Quite happy with that. Now we'll just have to see how much more I can get done in the next little while. Then I also borrowed a fun stamp from one of my friend's stamp set and stamped these fun little guys. A lovely little elf, a cute little penguin, and a fun little snowman. And then I used her dies. Oh, there's a fourth little snowman somewhere. Don't know where he went. Used her dies, and these I can use to color and put on another card. So I got that done. Few little scraps left over, which won't go to waste, which I have another go-to design of Christmas cards, which is more this way. And I also often use a strip of paper down sort of that way on it, and with a more square stamped and colored image here. So that's what we got up to there, and that's pretty much what I got up to last weekend. And then I just wanted to do a quick recap of the 3 layouts that were up on my channel this week, because they are all deep stash diving. I won't spend much time because there is a video for each and every one of them, which you may have seen by now, but I just wanted to say I played a lot with punches this week. This is my 30 days of sketches from last Sunday. Lots of stamping. I did a stamped background, punched my flowers. So this was, again, a fun layout to do with a lot of stash diving. This is stash diving of a different kind, in that this was a beautiful collection that my lovely friend Karina here, the subject of this layout, and basically the last 3 videos on my channel will be these 3 layouts. So if by any chance you missed them, just go back. This went up on Tuesday. That one was on Sunday. This one went up on Tuesday. And this I went back into a lovely collection that Karina had actually gifted me, that I had used on a couple of layouts early on, but then started hoarding. So I got it out, and I got another layout done, and I love it. It was like, again, new product. So there you go. And then this fun one, which was my layout for the Mercy Tiara Inspiration YouTube Hop on Thursday, which again is the lovely paper pad that I had used extensively in April and May, and then had put aside, fully intending to do a little bit of a paper pad palooza, continue that on my channel, and then it didn't really happen. So I dug that gorgeous paper pad that my lovely friend Helen had gifted me, who is the subject of this layout, and just went with the colors that I know she loves and that I love as well. Punched out tons of circles, a few scalloped in different sizes, some popped up, some flat to the page. I used a 30 days of sketches sketch on this very loosely, mainly just sort of the background here. Filled my corners because Helen loves that. But again, some deep stash diving. So this was on my channel on Thursday. So there you go. So I still managed quite a bit. I'm going to try and keep playing with some cards this week, as I have a feeling I might only be having the sort of 15 minutes here and there, which I'm determined to do regardless, at least every day. I'm going to really try and get my 30 days of sketches layout up tomorrow at some point during the day, and maybe get, if I can, the Grab 5 challenge, because it is Secret Not Secret Kit Club Party weekend, and I'm really not able to be very, very present, although I will be popping in there as I can. So I hope your week is going well. Did you do some deep stash diving this week? And if you did, what did you do? Let me know down below, and I will see you as soon as I can back here on my channel. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all the lovely comments in the Mercy Tiara group this week. And if you by chance have not seen the videos from the awesome YouTube. Pop into the group. It's the announcement video. The link to each and every video is there. Go have some fun. Play along with the bonus challenge. And I will see you again soon. Bye.